Greetings and salutations, and welcome to the May 2023 Aurelio Voltaire video newsletter. We don't do these every single month anymore because life has been crazy. Life has been completely insane. But now, oh my goodness, look at all these comments all of a sudden. I guess everyone just figured out that this was happening. Well, it was a little bit of a surprise. I posted a little something earlier on the social medias, but I said it may or may not happen. And here we are. I guess it's happening. Now, there's a lot to report on, but as usual, we are going to start with where am I playing near you? Where's that graphic, Voltaire? Where's that graphic? Come on now. Here it is. The King of Villains tours. As you can see, there's been a lot of sold-out shows, an incredible number of sold-out shows on the first American leg of this tour. And now, for the first time ever, the King of Villains tour heads over to the United Kingdom with a show May 16th in Glasgow, UK, on the 17th in Newcastle, on the 18th in Bristol, on the 19th in Bedford, on the 20th in Sheffield, and on the 21st in London at the Garage. So I really, really hope if you are in the UK or in Europe and you're thinking about checking out a show that you will grab a ticket immediately and come see me on the UK leg of the King of Villains tours. Then, of course, I returned to America and I got a show in Las Vegas, Los Angeles, Austin, Texas, Houston, Phoenix, Arizona, Springfield, Indiana, Indianapolis, Indiana, Richmond, Virginia, Williamsburg, Ohio. That's just like maybe 20 minutes outside of Cleveland, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, no, Cincinnati. Cincinnati, I think it is. And Tampa, Florida, then Orlando, Florida, then St. Augustine, Florida, then Dallas, Texas. The reason it's green just means newly added. So that's the most recent added show. And then Denver, Colorado, Colorado Springs, and then back to Orlando for Spooky Empire. And that's all the shows that I have booked presently, but that does not mean that I will not be booking more. In fact, I have it on very good authority that my promise to go to Poland is going to be fulfilled. As you may recall, those of you who may be, my God, it is so hot in the Lair Voltaire today. I should put on the AC. You know what? Maybe I'll just fan myself with a magazine. My God, I'm turning red. I was supposed to play in Poland for the very first time at the Castle Party Festival, but that didn't end up working out. So that didn't work. I shouldn't be looking at comments because if I look at comments, I'm not going to get through all the stuff I have to get through. It didn't work out, so I promised that I would find a way to get to Poland, and that is happening, I think, in September. So hopefully I'll see you guys in Poland. And, yeah, people have been saying Australia. Australia might be a possibility. Probably not this year, but I'm thinking early 2024. I've also got a bead on a potential European tour in 2024. So that's something else that might happen. So that's all the shows that I have to report presently. And I really, really hope that you folks out there in the UK will do like your friends in the United States and buy a ticket and come out and see the show. This show's really resonating with people. I think that it is for a reason. I think of my entire solo career, I think this is the tightest, most concise show. I'm playing a lot of songs that people recognize of mine from all eras of my career, but they're all basically villain songs or have something to do with, you know, this whole concept of being a villain. You know, villain, not like someone who actually goes out into the world and does bad things, but people like us who are spooky and we like to live our lives as if we're Disney villains. It's ultimately harmless. It is a beautiful message in the show, wrapped up in all of this darkness and villainy. And there's a great sense of community at this show. And maybe that's what people are really loving about it. But the shows have been going really, really well. People seem to really enjoy themselves. I know I'm having the time of my life. And I hope you'll come. I hope you'll come and enjoy the show. What will happen if I put more blue light on my face? Probably nothing good. Probably look sicker. Oh, I kind of like that. Yeah, I kind of like it. So that's all there is to report on shows. Like I said, I'm always booking new shows and I'm always looking for places to play. So yeah, you know, if you wish to book a date in your town, if you're a promoter or a club owner for the King of Villains tours, by all means, send an email to voltaire@voltaire.net. All right, moving on. Let's talk about merchandise. There's a lot of new stuff coming down the pike. There's a lot of new stuff coming down the pike. You guys have probably already seen this little fellow, right? The Lair Bat. How can we see that? Whoop, whoop. That's the sound of the police. Whoop, whoop. That's the sound of the beast. Yeah. Anyway, that's the Lair Bat. These, you know, everybody wants to have a real bat in their house, and you can't really have a real bat in your house. And then the alternative is to have a taxidermied bat, and people don't really want to have a taxidermied bat. You know, if it's true that they're just like killing bats to make them decoration, nobody wants that. So I have found an alternative. I have made an extremely realistic bat. It is completely artificial fur, but it's so soft and so fuzzy. It says Lair Voltaire on the back. I guess I can't show you it standing. They usually stand. I've run into a couple of them that didn't stand. And then you might need to put a little museum wax or something on the bottom to get it to stand right. But they typically stand. And these are presently in the web store. So if they're $30, and if you really would love to have a super realistic bat figurine in your lair, oh my God. Bats do not equal rabies. All mammals can give you rabies. In fact, most cases of rabies you get from dogs. And we all love dogs. So please don't spread these were stereotypes that bats give rabies. Bats are interesting because they have like the most incredible immune system in the world. We could probably learn we could probably cure a lot of diseases if we really, really looked into the immune system of bats. But because bats have such an incredible immune system, the more exotic ones out there in the crazy jungle parts of the world, you know, have all kinds of crazy viruses inside of them that are not doing a thing to the bat because their immune system's so good. But they could potentially jump to another animal and then potentially jump to a human. Bats themselves typically don't give anybody anything because bats are like goths. They're shy. They're creatures of the night. And they're very, 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 very shy. They don't attack people. They don't get stuck in people's hair. They don't give people rabies. Just leave the bats alone. They'll leave you alone. Moving on. Here's another item that just hit the web store. The new Candy Claus plush. And the new Candy Claus plush, as you can see, this is the, what do we call this? Whoop, whoop. That's the sound of the police. Boy, the police are really doing their job out there tonight, aren't they? This is the Leathery Wings edition. Let me get this tag out of his face. There we go. Nope. Did I do it? I kind of did it. So if you've been following along, the very first Candy Claus plush had like sepia colored wing. I'm trying to find the best framing here because, you know, we might do a thumbnail. I don't want to show my missing tooth. I usually go like this. That's better. I don't know. Anyway, the very first Candy Claus plush had sepia colored wings. And then about a year or so ago, I made another one called the Midnight Flight Edition, which had purple wings. And now this one, You kind of, well, maybe I got to get out of the blue light for you to really see them. You know, they're black. They're like black leathery material, but they are not real leather. So it's artificial leather. And he's cute as hell. And these are already in the web store. I think these are $25 in the web store. They're just adorable. Look at him, this little candy corn smile. How close can we get to candy corn smile here? That's as good as it's going to get. And, well, there's lots of stuff in the, I mean, there's, what do I have down here? Oh, of course, there's the incense burner, the coffin-shaped incense burner, right? There we go. I'm looking the wrong way. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm trying to get a thumbnail image, but I'm just all out of sorts today. Folks, I have been trying to get all of my ducks in a row today so that I can fly to the UK like in a few hours for this tour. And I cannot begin to tell you, this happens at the beginning of any kind of tour, really, like how hard it is to prepare everything and to like feel confident that you didn't forget anything. It's like, did I pack all the CDs? Did I pack the posters? Do I have my passport? Do I have my work permit for the UK? Am I forgetting something? Is there anything I'm supposed to be doing before I leave here? Like, am I going to get on the plane and get to the UK and suddenly realize like somebody needs to come by the lair to do something, but I forgot to like leave the keys? So, you know, so today's been so hectic. So I apologize if I seem out of sorts. Because I just am. I just completely am out of sorts. And quite frankly, I probably shouldn't be doing a newsletter. I probably should be having a cocktail across the street. But I wanted to say hello. I hate to tell people I'm going to do something and then not do it. So so here we are. So in any case, this is another item that's in the web store presently. You know, it's the coffin-shaped incense burner, right? It has two pieces. It's a two-piece incense burner with a magnetic closure. Magic. And you can burn incense in both of them, or you can store incense in one and burn incense in the other. And then when you're done, you can put the incense in there and just close it up and put it away. So now, some of you may have noticed that I said that there's a new version coming out. The new version just has a new logo. I have since updated the logo. Do we have something with the new logo on it? So let me first show you the old logo. Yeah, it's as focused as it's going to get, I think. That's the old logo. I think that font is Maleficent. I think that's what that font is called. And the new logo is just more legible. Whoever dreamed that a goth brand... Oh, there we go. How about we get super close? There we go. Look at that. That might be the thumbnail. Let's see if we can make this look really cool. Let's see. What can I do? What can I do? All right, I can go like that. Where's my good side? I don't have a good side anymore. Fuck it. Oh, oops. I have to bleep that out. So that's the new logo. It's more legible. I'm getting old and I can't see anymore. And I think things need to be more legible. So anyway, so the new coffin is going to be exactly like this one, but it has the new logo. And those are coming to the web store very, very soon. What else? I'll show you something that's not in the web store. Check this out. Oh, these are so hard to get apart. Am I going to be able to do this? These are like really, really hard. Oh, here's one that's... Okay, this is the Flitterbat cat toy. These are a big hit at the shows. Look at this. Whoa. Whoa. Also will not give you rabies. So this is a cat toy. Oh, the police are just... I don't know what's going on out there today. I sell these only at the show. I don't sell these in the web store. I had very, very, very few of these made. And they're so much fun. And the way that it works, I have to demonstrate this at shows. Like when people buy one, because I don't want them to be going like this and trying to make it look good and it just looks like crap. In order to make this look really good, like the guy who showed me how to make these. He demonstrated how to animate the bat. And it sounds dirty as hell. I feel like terrible when I'm trying to show somebody how to do this, but I promise you there is nothing nefarious or dirty about this. But this is how it works. As you can see, the wire is curved, and you want to hold it. You don't want to hold it droopy like that. You want to hold it so it points up, right? Then you put your finger in the hole. See that? It's like a little black ring. You put your finger in the hole, and with all of your fingers except the middle finger, you press down on the rim. So now what you have is you have the bat suspended, right? Let's see, hold on. That's the thumbnail. Like that. I'll point at it. Look. That's so dumb. Anyway, so you hold the rim with all, now you have your middle finger free. And that's the only finger that's free. And that's the one you flick the wire with that. And that is how you make this bat look like it's flying around. This is hours of fun for me. I don't know about you, but I could honestly do this for hours. And Mayumi and I got these. When we first got these, we would literally just play with them for, we just sit there playing with it. It's kind of like watching fire, it's just really fun to watch. The sirens do nothing but sing on tomorrow's pages. Oh my God. Well, I guess it's a Friday, technically now Saturday night, which is maybe why just New York City's on fire. A million fools out there doing stupid things, which is why the police have to be called. So that is my Flitterbat cat toy. But that, like I said, that's not in the web store. But let me show you what is coming very soon to the web store. You ready for this? I can fly as high as the wind blows. Just how high? That much, well, I just won't know until I decide to finally let go. All right, here we go. This is the Craven plush. Wow, it's really hard to see in the dark, isn't it? This is the Craven plush toy. As you can see, it is a black cat. This is really hard to show you this. It is a seated, he's sort of perched, black cat, and he has wings. He has feathery wings, if you will, and a tail. And I worked so hard on this expression. You have no idea. Every cat toy manufacturer makes cats with no eyelids. So they just look like, they just look scared. They look like that. And I was like, that's just not what cats look like. I mean, sometimes they look that way when they're hunting, maybe. But this is what a cat to me normally looks like. That like, where's my food, human? Where's my food, human? And I wanted to capture that kind of feeling on this cat. So eyelids was like a thing that no one had ever heard before. All right, now I'm really going to try to go for the thumbnail here. Ready? Oh, man, this thing's so dark. Click. Okay, that's going to be it. Maybe. So anyway, these are coming. These are on the way. They are literally in the air. These are on the way. And when they arrive, they're going straight to the web store. Like it is 13 inches tall. It is incredibly similar to the Malicorn of Darkness, and it's so soft. Is this Aurelio freaking Voltaire? I mean, it is. What does it say right? What does it say right there? Right there. Look, right there, Aurelio. I forgot the freaking. But yes, it's Aurelio freaking Voltaire. Or just Aurelio Voltaire will suffice. These are going to the web store. I think they're going to be $60, like the Malicorn of Darkness. And I may offer them to my patrons on Patreon first. I may do that. So if you're a patron on Patreon, you may see a link before anybody else does, because I think it's, I think it'd be nice if they got a chance to get them before they sold out. I don't know if they're going to sell out. Certainly not right away. You'll probably be able to get one, whether you're a patron or not. But if you're a patron, you'll probably get it faster. So in any case, that is what's coming down the pike. I'm super, super excited about the Craven plush toy. He's so cute. It's so dark in here. How'd it get so dark in the lair? Anyway, so that's coming soon. And that is what's happening as far as merch goes. I mean, that's not it. There's so much more coming down the pike. As you may have seen me sort of tease on the social medias, I have a coffin-shaped cabinet that I'm making that has got these beautiful glass skull door pulls and these beautiful spiderweb patterns on the doors. I have a Gothic utensil holder that comes with the cabinet, which is good for holding like kitchen. I mean, I use it in the kitchen. I made it specifically for my kitchen. So I use it for holding kitchen utensils, but you can use it for holding makeup brushes or paint brushes or your art supplies. What else is coming? Coffin-shaped flasks are on their way. Those are really cute. They say, grab a mask, fill up a flask, slither like a snake into the masquerade, from the song Little White Lies from the Black Labyrinth. So those are coming. Those are also in the air. So those are coming very, very, very soon. What else is coming? Oh gosh, I wish I could show it to you, but it's like across the room, and I'd have to. This is so met. Like I said, I'm leaving for the UK in just a matter of hours, and what you don't see on camera is that there's like a minefield of stuff I need to pack all around me. So I'd have to probably jump over a whole bunch of things in order to get to them. But I have these. It's my favorite item. I'm partial to, of course, a lot of these, but one of my very, very favorite items is the treasure tomes. And treasure tomes, as the name might imply, they look like books, but they're boxes that hold your treasures. And I created this sort of like little fake publishing company called the Lair Voltaire Gothic Horror Library. And so the biggest book is Dracula by Bram Stoker. And there's a book that it sits inside of it, like, a nesting doll. And that one's Frankenstein by Mary Shelley. And then the one inside of that, which is the smallest box, is what is it? The Strange Case of Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde by Stevenson. Why am I procrastinating? I am not procrastinating. If anything, I'm working when I shouldn't be working. Jinxie Joe. What I should be doing is having a drink right now and relaxing, because I have a very long flight tomorrow. But like I said, I wanted to do a newsletter. I wanted to share what was going on with you. And more importantly, I really want you guys to know about this tour in the UK, because getting to foreign countries is hard. It is not easy. It's very, very, very expensive these days. Getting the merchandise over there is brutally expensive. And so, these tours to places like the UK, and hopefully if this goes well, the tour to Europe, they require a tremendous amount of investment, financially and effort wise. And so it's so important that if people want to see the show, that they buy a ticket and come out, because if they don't, then the next year you're just like, can't really do that again. And, Canada is a place that I haven't played in a very, very, very long time. And it's a similar situation. Like, for me to go play in Canada, I need to get a work permit, which means somebody needs to want to sponsor me to come up and play a bunch of shows. And it's just it's expensive and it's complicated. And, there needs to be an interest. It's supply and demand, folks. It's supply and demand. So there needs to be an interest, and hopefully there's an interest. And if there's an interest, then, then you make the investment and you go. But anyway, Is there anything else to discuss? Gothic homemaking. Made my first Gothic homemaking episode. I actually wasn't supposed to because Gothic homemaking is usually on hiatus until about like May or June. But I've always wanted to make a Gothic homemaking episode called Epic Fails, and I've always wanted to air on April 1st. I didn't quite hit April 1st, but I got pretty close. It was like the second week of April. And I hope you guys really, really enjoyed that. There's so much, speaking of effort and expense, like making Gothic homemaking is so hard. It is so hard. No one, unless you are a creator that does something similar, most people would never understand how much effort and how much expense goes into making a silly thing like an episode of Gothic homemaking. But I love to do it. I love to share these things with you. And even though I may sometimes get very, very, very frustrated by how hard it might be to do it, I'm always really, really just excited about trying to get it done. And in any case, I hope you guys enjoyed that episode. Of course, Halloween season's coming up on us quickly, and some of you might be thinking, wait a minute, Halloween's not till October. But no, Halloween shopping starts in June, usually. And so I will presumably start hitting the stores, in June and July and showing you what's out there. And this year, I have no choice. I have to do it because, without giving you any details, I signed a book deal. I signed a Gothic homemaking book deal. And I'm not going to tell you any more than that because I don't think I'm allowed to. But I am making a Gothic homemaking book, like a coffee table book. So which means that now I really have to do a whole bunch of projects here in the Lair that you haven't seen before. And I have to go out there and do a whole lot of, shopping for Halloween DIY projects, Ever since the New York Times referred to me as the Martha Stewart of macabre homemakers, I really have to live up to that title. So with any luck, there will be a lot of Gothic homemaking coming your way. And I have a really, really insane idea for what's going to happen with Gothic homemaking throughout the entire month of October. But because it's so nuts, I can't share it yet. Because the chance of it happening is astronomically slim, because what I want to do is so insane. But suffice to say, Gothic homemaking is not going away. It's only going to get bigger and badder in 2020. What are we in? 23. Speaking of which, I am, as you can see, ramping up the Lair Voltaire line of home decor. And as you already know, I've got like Gothic. Oh, I have a Gothic cathedral mirror that I made, and those are being made right now. They're about maybe a meter tall or 3 feet high, and it looks like a Gothic cathedral arch, but it's a mirror. Those are coming. The coffin-shaped cabinets are coming. A whole lot of plush toys. I've already got another plush toy from the Black Labyrinth that I am sketching and hoping to make. So there's a lot going on. 2023, I really hope, is going to be the year of Gothic home, where Gothic homemaking is more than just a show that reviews Halloween, but really like a show that makes Halloween. And that's kind of my hope for this year. To that end, I will be doing the Licensing Expo in Las Vegas in June. And for those who don't know what that means that, manufacturer, for instance, like a manufacturer who makes towels can make white towels, and they're going to sell a certain number of white towels. But you're going to sell a hell of a lot more white towels if instead of it being white, it has an image of like Spider-Man on it. But you can't just go and put Spider-Man on your towel. You have to get the rights, from Marvel. So the Licensing Expo is a place where people like myself, people like Disney and Marvel and Star Wars, and I think that's kind of redundant right there. But anyway, you know what I mean? The owner of Popeye, the owner of Betty Boop, the owner of Felix the Cat, like all of these characters, they set up their booths, and anybody who's interested in having, those characters on the items that they manufacture can go there and negotiate to secure a license to, use that imagery or use that brand. And so I will have a Gothic homemaking booth at the Licensing Expo this June. So if you happen to be in licensing, come say hello. I think it's booth F102. I know. It's not like everybody's in licensing. But I'll be in Las Vegas and I'll be playing there. So maybe just come to the show if you're in town. And I think that's all there is to say about Gothic homemaking for right now. And I think that might be it for this particular newsletter, because it is now 2 a.m. And you know what? I am going to have that drink across the street. I am. I'm not packed yet, but I 1,000,000% I'm going to go across the street. I've been working since I woke up. Well, I worked every day from the time I wake up to just about when I go to sleep. No exaggeration. No exaggeration. And today was no different. But with this big tour ahead of me, I think I could use an hour. An hour spacing out in a bar. What do you think? Do I have your approval? Do I have your permission? Do I have your consent? Can I sit in a bar for an hour and have a drink? I hope so. I hope so. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to wrap this up with the way we normally do, with a little Q&A at the end. It is now 2:01. Let's say we spend 10, 15 minutes. You know what I want to do first, though? I'm going to do something crazy. We're going to back up the camera, back it up, right? And I want to grab the guitar. Shit, where did I put it? Oh, I put it away. Oh, my God. All right, well, we'll have to use this one. This is the guitar that I learned to play guitar on. It's brown. It's also got a big ding in it. I don't treat this guitar very well, considering it's the guitar I learned to play guitar on. Let's tune it up real quick. Good enough. Ew. That's good enough. So I did leave something out. I forgot that I'm already working on another album, which is insane. It's completely insane. You know what? I just realized what was wrong with the lighting all along. It's this terrible blue light. I look sickly with that blue light. Now that it's gone, I kind of look all right. I wonder what the cat looks like without the blue light. Nah, he's still invisible. Anyway. Yeah, I've already started working on a new record, which is nuts, because the Black Labyrinth took 4 years and millions of dollars. Not literally. And I should be doing nothing at all, much less making more music for a while. But I've already started writing my next album. I think I'm going to make a Halloween album. I think I'm going to make an album of Halloween songs, like specifically Halloween songs. And it might just be called like The Last Halloween Party and Other Holiday Hits. So it won't be just Halloween. I think it'll be a handful of Halloween songs, one of them called The Last Halloween Party, which I'd like to play you a little of. And I wrote another song called The Skeleton Dance. That one's so much fun. And there's a choreographed dance that goes with it. So if that doesn't blow up on TikTok, I never will. And I might record a song that I wrote for someone on Cameo, believe it or not. A nice young lady out in Ohio. Her name's Cindy. And I wrote her a song called Cindy, the Queen of Halloween. I might put that on the record too. But then I'll probably also record Bunny Apocalypse, finally, after all these years. And Santa Claus is Satan. So anyway, I think I'm going to make a Halloween/holiday album. I want to sing you a little bit of one of the songs. It goes like this. a dress that was sure to impress at the village Halloween parade. Excited and delighted, but frightened of what Daddy would say. And she got in her daddy's car. He yelled, "Boy, you really gone too far. You look like a tramp." Gina cried and ran away. Well, the first attack happened in Hackensack, but we could see it all the way from here. And the mushroom cloud announced the invaders were near. And though he yelled her name real loud, Gina disappeared in the crowd, running down 14th Street in 6-inch heels. It's the end of the world as the apocalypse unfurls. What does it matter what you wear or whether you're a boy or a girl? And as a man searched for his child, riled in a world gone wild, he heard a blast at the last Halloween party. And there's a lot more. And you're going to want to know what happens with those Martians and what happens with this father and daughter. It is a really, really beautiful song. And it really is about the relationship between a dad and his daughter and Halloween and Martians and the end of the world and the apocalypse. It's very cinematic. It really is very cinematic. And I hope you will enjoy it. And then this is the other one. Into the boneyard late on Halloween. Take off your underwear, though that might seem obscene. Slip out of your skin suit and rattle in your bones. And if you do the skeleton dance, you won't be alone. I won't fib you. Oh my God, I can't sing it in this guitar. I won't fib you like my dance moves. I won't fib you like my dance moves. To be your partner'd make me swoon. Spine in your body as you bump and groove to the clavicle cord. Some might find it humorous. Sternum up can be dangerous. We are on dead serious when we do the skeleton dance. We are on dead serious when we do the skeleton dance. I just suddenly realized this guitar is probably not tuned properly because that was way too high for me. But anyway, that's the skeleton dance. There's a whole lot more of that one. It's in the tradition and in the spirit of Cab Calloway, and the songs that he did for the Betty Boop cartoons of the 30s, which of course inspired Danny Elfman when he wrote Nightmare Before Christmas. So it's in that vibe. In any case, so that's two of the songs that you may very well be hearing this Halloween. See, now I don't like this blue light at all. Now that this natural lighting is a little bit better. So I hope you enjoyed those. There's a hell of a lot more to come. And I am looking to record those with a big band, so I'm really going for like a big band sound on these. You can probably imagine, I've done it before. So Brains has a little bit of that flavor. So anyway, a lot of horns, lots and lots and lots of horns. And I hope you are excited for that. I didn't even think I was going to tell you that today because I kind of forgot myself. So I hope you're excited about that news. And now, without further ado, I just wasted 8 minutes. Let's open it up to questions. Let me take off this banner here. We go like this and we go like that. And now that's gone. And now horns. Yes. Oh, Orville is why the cops are all over the place, huh? Yes. That is true. Where'd your comment go? Oh, there, pyrotoxin. It is true. Orville, I put him out in the garbage, and then who knows where he went from there. I know you're all scandalized. You're all completely scandalized. I did not put him in the garbage, but that's a whole other thing I forgot to even discuss is what's going to happen with Orville. Orville really is like dust. He's toast. And so we might have to have a funeral for him. I don't know what we're going to do. We're not going to throw him in the garbage. We may have a funeral for him. We might take him down to New Orleans, see if we can get a voodoo doctor. to, I don't know, resuscitate them. We'll do something. So we have a question here. Judy says, is your lady going with you to the UK? Unfortunately, no. She is presently in Mexico working on her designs for her fashion line. But she will be coming for the licensing show, so we will be together soon enough. When's the Black Labyrinth book coming out? Great question, asks Blazing. Oh, I forgot to get my glasses, so I apologize if I don't see your names very clearly. I don't know. Patrons on Patreon, those who are in the highest tier, have been receiving a chapter of the book each month. They now have read 4 chapters of this book, but I don't know when I will write the other, 16 chapters. So I'm working on it. I want to say 2024 at this point. That's what I would go with. What else we have here? Hold a funeral for Orville? Absolutely. Yeah, poor Orville. Okay. Looking for actual questions. Do we have any actual questions? And then let me give a big thanks to Kathy the Cup. Not a question, just wanted to say it was so great to see you in Philly. Can't wait to hang out and see you again. Was the coolest day ever, even with the hiccups. It was an interesting day, but it was very, very intimate, and we all got to hang out and talk for much longer than we normally would have under normal circumstances. So that was cool. Janet, enjoy your time in the UK. Have some Earl Grey, hot, and a scone. Oh, on me. Thank you very much. And pack your suitcase next time. We'll take London by storm. And, oh my God, I can't read that one. Fo one? F-O, Faye. You know what? I'm not going to do this to your name. I'm going to get my glasses. Hold on one second. Where are you? My glasses. I'm getting old. Grandpa Voltaire can't read anymore without his glasses. Fayor. I'll see you in Houston. Just want everyone to know that the Lair scent is so potent that it will last you a lifetime. 1/20th of a drop is sufficient. Like I said, I'm not joking. There's a reason it's like $66 or however the hell much it is. Literally, it's you put your finger on the hole, you turn it over and you go like this and you wipe it off, and it's the residue that you use. It is very potent, and I'm very, very delighted that you're enjoying it, and I look forward to seeing you in Houston. Who else we got here in the question department? So excited for Halloween this year, says Z. Me too. Okay. Princess Dream Actress says, okay, here's my question, Mr. Voltaire. Have you been asked to voice or contribute music to a video game? Just curious, as sometimes I imagine your voice coming out of a character's mouth. Yeah, Adventure Quest Worlds, like obviously I've made a lot of music for them, and there was a time where they were recording my voice for the game, and like when my little animated character would come up, my voice would come out of its mouth. And then they kind of switched back to it just being text. But outside of that, no, I haven't really voiced any video games. I would love to. That chick you saw at CVS asks, when's the wedding? I don't know. I figure it out. I don't know. I want to get married in Bali. I can't afford it yet. So we'll see. We'll see. Cindy, Ohio. Cindy says Cindy, Ohio. Cindy, you mean like Cincinnati maybe? I don't know. Or Ohio? I don't know. Yeah, I'd love to play in Columbus and Cincinnati and everywhere in Ohio, but I got to have promoters who are interested, and then we'll make it work. Do you plan to come to Toronto anytime again? Moss Ferry asks. I'd love to. My friend's Vision video just played up there, and I'm like, why was that so easy? I'm gonna maybe I should just call Dusty and be like, who are your contacts in Canada? Give me your contacts in Canada. I want to play there too. So yeah, I feel like a Canadian tour is imminent. So we'll see. When are you making more of your fabulous perfume? Why is it sold out? If it's sold out, I'm not aware. So I guess I better check the website. If it's not sold out, then I don't need to make more. But I made very little. Like I made very few bottles. So it could be sold out. So I'll have to check. If it's sold out, I might, I mean, like obviously when I come back from the UK, I can't do it while I'm in the UK. But if it's sold out, I guess I will make another batch. Don't wake the ants. What has been taking up your time recently? Everything. Well, writing songs for this new Halloween record, working on the Black Labyrinth book, now working on this new Gothic homemaking book that I just signed a deal to write and create. And then I spend my nights fighting with factories. No exaggeration. Because, everything's manufactured in China. It's just the way of the world. And their business hours are like 8 p.m. to 6 a.m. So the overnight, the graveyard shift. So it's kind of perfect for me because I'm awake anyway. But that's what I do all night. I'm like, nope, no, please go back to the original drawing and please fix this sample. Or receiving merchandise and it's like, doesn't look like the sample, So I've just I spend a lot of time developing products and manufacturing the products and like going back and forth until the sample's right. Because I'm just not the kind of guy who I send a design and they send a sample that's terrible and I go, yeah, that's fine. People will buy it. It's just not who I am. It has to be right. The damn thing. My God, this cat took so long. Where do I have to look? I'm still trying to get that elusive thumbnail. Oh, it's just terrible. Anyway, this cat took forever to get right. I mean, and that's going to be a funny video. I'm going to have to do that next time. Show you all of the samples of this cat so you can see just how bad some of them were. But in any case, that's there's like 3 million things. I can't even keep track of what I'm doing. Aurelio, Castle Party is in July. Yes, I know, but I'm not going to the Castle Party anymore. I canceled my appearance because unfortunately I have a scheduling issue and I can't be there. So I will not be at Castle Party in July, but I do plan to perform in Poland in September. Hopefully that will come through. And sorry about Castle Party, but you can't do them all. Will you make any of your albums, past, present, future, into vinyl albums? Well, 2 of them have been made into vinyl albums. That's The Devil's Briss and Ookie Spooky. And I'm willing to bet they're already both sold out. I probably should put them back in print. Almost Human is one that everybody asks for on vinyl. So that's one that should probably be on vinyl. And of course, I'd love to make the Black Labyrinth on vinyl. And another one of my favorites for vinyl would be Raised by Bats. But, it costs just thousands upon thousands of dollars to make vinyl. And that's not even the worst part. The worst part is it takes like 10 months. So like you can spend $10,000 and you have to like wait 10 months before you can start to sell them. So it's just, with everything else that's going on, it's very difficult for me to make vinyl. Still trying, but it's hard. I mean, if it were up to me, every single one of my albums would be on vinyl. Simple as that. That's the easy answer. But I don't know if I have I don't have the money to do that. Axel says, have you thought about something involving the old plague mask for Gothic homemaking? I don't know. I mean, no, I guess is the easy answer. I don't have any projects involving a plague mask, but could be interesting. Which of your Gothic homemaking projects are you most proud of? Asks Brandy. Oh, that's so hard. I'm going to say the Haunted Library end table, which is where my laptop is sitting on right now. And it's destroyed. It's a wreck. Like the skulls are all shattered and it's really a wreck. But I think I'm making 3 more next month. I've bought like all of the supplies to make 3 more of them. So I really love this thing, and I think it was inspired. I really think it was inspired. It took a long time to get it right because my idea of how to do it was really wrong, and I had to go get some advice to make it correct. But yeah, I'd go with that one. And then, of course, the bathroom is just such a transformation. Like the bathroom renovation is such a transformation, and I really enjoy being in there. You know, it used to be so disgusting in there, and I really enjoy like taking a bath and relaxing. So that might be number 2. Any big Gothic homemaking plans for this year? Yes, I was talking about it earlier. But it's so big that I'm not going to tell you what it is in case I don't do it, because I don't want to end up with another Blue Bee Boo Boo, where people are like, why didn't you do that thing you said you were going to do? So yeah, I have very big plans for Gothic homemaking this year, but we'll see what happens. Would you ever put out a Halloween line for Target? Asks Daisy Berrios. In fact, Target is going to the licensing show, and I have absolutely every intention of reaching out to them. Will they want to meet with me is a whole other issue, and the answer is probably not, but I do plan to contact them. And Michael's and a couple of the other stores that are, big chain stores that are coming to the licensing show. But all I can do is just, show them my wares and hope that they're interested. That's the extent of the extent of the power that you have, when you're an artist or a small brand, is all you can say is, here I am. I hope you like what I'm doing, and I hope you want to do something with me. And then the rest is up to them and fate. Rude Boy says, when exactly did your beautiful gray hair start to come in? My parents predicted I'd get them early, and at 24, I started getting them. Something fierce. I expect to be completely silver by my 30s. Late. I was like well into, in fact, 50s. I think I was like in my 50s before it started going gray. And it's going gray in the temples, which I've always wanted. In fact, I used to bleach my temples when I was in like my early 20s and dye them silver. So the fact that like my hair's going gray exactly where I want it to is a miracle. And I'd always thought, speaking of your parents, I'd always thought I'd be bald, like completely bald by 30. And all the photographs of my father, who died when I was like 4 months old, he's clean shaven or has no hair at all. And my mother just always told me that I was going to be bald. And somehow, some way, knock on haunted library end tables, I still have some hair. Kelly asks, paper or plastic? Always paper over plastic. Always. In every case. There's nothing, I'm trying not to have any plastic in my life. It's impossible to some degree. There's just a lot of things that, plastic is really good for. But wood, ceramic, metal, glass, over plastic any day. Yes. Michelle says, Valhalla burning boat type ceremony for Orville. It had crossed my mind. Will we ever get to see you again in Montreal? Says Sheraton. Well, if there's a Canadian tour, then yes, I hope so. So I'm going to set my mind to it. So next year, 2024, I'm going to call Dusty. I'm going to say, how'd you get to Canada? What'd you have to do? Who'd you have to bribe? And then I'm going to bribe them too. What is your creative process for writing music? Asks It's Tom Ray. I want to make sure I got that right. Yep, it's Tom Ray. I could never finish writing a song. Well, I don't like to not finish things. I'm a workaholic, and I don't like to not finish things. And I hate to tell people I'm working on something and never finish it. I have an entire series called A Light in the Shadows that I have filmed and never edited. And it drives me insane knowing that I've done this, like that it's not a thing that really exists in the world yet. So that drives me nuts. So I just keep working on a song until it's done. And this song, The Last Halloween Party, still needs some tweaking. The other one, the Skeleton Dance, also needs some tweaking. But like I just sing them as I'm walking down the street, like on a daily basis. I just sing them all the time as I'm walking around. And little by little, pieces just start to fall into place. Christopher says, I love your style of guitar playing. Do you still have your old Dreadnought Takamine? No, I think, well, the first one I sold. It was, done. It had reached its end. And I sold it to a fan who is now a fan and a very, very dear friend who I see every year in Las Vegas. And I believe she has it like framed in her house. And then I got another one and I smashed that one to bits at a show in New York City out of pure frustration. But that one was ready to go too. And then I think that was like the last one that I've had. I've never saw another one. And the new one that I have is just like smaller and more compact. And I like it better. Oh, okay. What's your favorite breakfast cereal? Asks. No, absolutely not. I do not have a favorite breakfast cereal because I do not eat breakfast nor lunch. I only eat one meal a day. And it's usually at like 10 p.m. And I don't eat breakfast. I love brunch. You can definitely finagle me. You can seduce me into coming for brunch on a Saturday or a Sunday if I'm awake in time for brunch. So I do like the eggs Benedict. But yeah, I don't eat breakfast cereal. In fact, I don't eat anything that has more than one ingredient in it. That's something you probably don't know about me. But yeah, I don't eat processed foods of any sort. I don't eat any processed foods. So unless that breakfast cereal is like grits or some kind of grain or some kind of oatmeal, I wouldn't touch it. But that's just me. I'll tell you which box I like the best, the Count Chocula box. That's my favorite breakfast cereal box. I don't think I'd want to eat the Count Chocula inside, though. Philly was awesome. Sadly, due to certain circumstances, I couldn't really stay long, though I loved both shows. Thank you for being there, Ghostly, for as long as you could hang around. Okay. Don't forget to pack your glasses. Yeah, I typically wear like work shirts and they have pockets so that I always have somewhere to put my glasses because otherwise I'll find myself in situations where like I won't be able to work out the tip because I cannot see anymore. Kids, this is what happens when you get old. Even when you're a bat, you lose your sight when you get old. Okay. Billy Bones the Pirate says, do pirate to goth. I don't really know what that means. Do pirate to goth. It's kind of cryptic. But you don't, if you mean transform a pirate into a goth, it's like, why would you have to? You're already there. If most pirates, especially if you're wearing all black, you're already goth. In fact, I'm a goth, and my inspiration, the very first person that I ever laid my eyes on, and I thought to myself, I want to be like that guy, was Adamant, jumping out of a tree, yelling, stand and deliver. And he was as piratey as they come. So yeah, pirate and goth kind of go hand and hook, if you will. How long do your shows last? I need to get a train home, and I need to know what time that'll be. Stray Shaz says, Stray, it's a very, very good question because my show on this tour is long. Sometimes if it's just me playing, it won't be the case in the UK. In America, I've had a lot of shows where it's literally I've been the only act on the bill. I'll play for 2.5 hours. But in the UK, I would guess my set will be an hour and a half. There are some places that have really tight curfews. And if there's more than the main support act, Rose Garden Funeral Party, who are amazing. And if there's more bands than that, then my set might need to be shorter, but an hour and a half. Actual question from this lady. What does this lady want to know? Do you know how much I love you and how much I miss you? Mayumi Toyoda. Oh, that's very, very sweet. That's very sweet. No, I don't know how much you love me. And I don't know how much you miss me. You're just going to have to tell me, I guess. Not here. You can tell me in private. Call me later. After I have that drink at that bar, though. That's still happening. I love you too. I'll see you very, very, very soon. We have a lot of catching up to do. Matthias says, I'm a sculptor and I will gladly remake Orville for free or make you a new zombie if you want it. Oh, thank you. That's so sweet. But Orville's a real desiccated corpse. I can't replace him with like a replica. And that's very kind of you. I mean, I might want to have one anyway, just to have around. But Orville is irreplaceable. Everyone knows that, especially Mayumi. Mayumi and Orville have like a closer bond than is really reasonable. Any chance of a Michigan show? If they book me in Michigan, I will come. I have been trying to book a Detroit show for 7 months. I don't know what's so difficult, but I've been trying. So we'll see. I'm going to try. Will you be performing in Arizona sometime soon? Yep. Who asked that? Noah Hackett. God damn it. Where are we going? Here we are. Bam! Where are we? Where's Arizona? Phoenix. July 8th. Phoenix, Arizona. So that's a yes. I will be there. Hopefully you will be there too. 2:30. I got to wrap this up. Disney is losing out not using your voice. Oh, Cindy, that's very, very sweet. I'm losing out not having their money. It's a lose-lose situation. It really is a lose-lose situation. And Creepy Cutie says you could voice an amazing Disney villain. Well, I'd really, really love to. Betty says Vision Video and Voltaire Canadian tour. You know, I did mention to Dusty that I'd love to tour with Vision Video, so could be. We could do that. They're, you know, look, King of Villains tour has been selling out a lot. More than I've never had this experience before. I've like sold out once or twice, you know, on a tour, but not like 8 out of 10 shows or something crazy like that. And they're having a similar experience. You know, they're doing really, really, really well. So I, you know, above and beyond the fact that I just like those guys, they're very, very sweet and down to earth, and think, you know, they're just solid people. And I enjoy their music. So I enjoy their music. I enjoy their company. You know, it's just like a marriage made in hell or heaven. I don't know. Digiquo. Do you have any new stop motion projects in the works? Hell no, absolutely not. Well, all right, I guess I can't really say that. So I never want to do stop motion animation ever again. And I'm going to try to make this really, really quick, but it's largely because I did stop motion for a decade or two. And then I became obsolete. Like when computer animation came along, suddenly nobody wanted stop motion. And I had the extreme discomfort of being obsolete and not being able to like feed my family because nobody wanted what I was very good at and what I was very successful at. It just all went away. But I continued teaching stop motion animation. I taught stop motion animation for like 25 or 26 or 27 years, like some ludicrous amount of years. And one day I was like showing my class my reel, which I would always do on the first day of class to give them like, you know, sense of security that like I know what I'm doing, right? And I'll never forget, I was like looking at the reel, the title came up, it said Aurelio Voltaire, stop motion animator, 1987 to 2011, and that reel was 16 minutes long. And I was like, oh my God, I have a 16-minute long reel. So stop motion is so time consuming. And I was like, and even then, like even right at that moment, which was like around 2011 or 2012, I was like, I'm too old for this. I'm too old to be doing something that takes like years and years and years to make like a few minutes, you know, like I'm not going to be on this planet forever. And I have so many ideas. So I need vehicles to help me manifest these ideas that are not as time consuming as stop motion, like comic books, which is almost as time consuming, but not as much. Drawing, writing songs is the most immediate, you know? So there's all these other different ways that I can bring my creative ideas to light that are not as time consuming as stop motion animation. And that's why I typically don't do stop motion, but I am making a feature film this year, very possibly, which might have a stop motion scene. Thank you for your question. What are your biggest inspirations? Asked Don't Wake the Ants. Ray Harryhausen for stop motion, ironically. David Bowie for music. We'll start with those two. I would love for you to come to Canada. Says Judeus Walker. Your Seattle show was so much fun last month. but I think I'll go to Portland next time, says Savoria. Yeah, I mean, the Seattle show was fun, but there was like 500 people there, and it was really crowded and really hot, and they had too many bands. That's not going to happen again because, you know, the owner and I, we had a talk. I was like, that was too many bands. People walked in at 7 p.m. and I went on at like midnight. I like Kanye Wested these people, not intentionally, but there was just like so many bands that I went on so late, and people were standing there for hours and hours and hours. Granted, they had great entertainment, but doesn't mean you want to stand there for 5 hours. And Jonathan says, would you rather play the role of a villain or a hero in a movie? You know, it's a tough call. I like villains. I much rather play villains. I think villains are usually more interesting, but we live in an age where people have a really hard time separating fact from reality. And like I played a villain in a movie and I got all this hate mail. People were like treating me as if I was the guy from the movie. And it's like I had to explain to people like I'm acting, that's a role, like I'm not a pimp, you know, like at all, and not in any way. Well, am I dressed like one? You know, and then I wrote a book called Call of the Jersey Devil, and there were all these like really negative reviews about the villain. Like, I can't believe he did this. I can't believe he said that. Like, he's racist. Like, Voltaire's racist because he wrote this in his book. He's like, no, that's the villain speaking. That's how you know he's the villain, because he says and does terrible, terrible things, which is why it's so delicious in the end when they get their comeuppance, because it's sort of a morality play where you're like, if you behave like this, bad things are probably going to happen to you in the end. You know, like that's how literature works. So because we live in an age where people are having a hard time separating fact from fiction, and people are more and more, I think, like not understanding just how art works, how literature works. Like, you know, I'd be wary to play villains. Now, if it's a Disney villain, I don't care. The worst thing you're going to do is, I don't know. What's the worst thing a Disney villain does? Takes your voice. I don't know. Turns you into a frog, you know, things that are just like so outlandish. But I love villains, but we live in weird times. Would you want Mari Cruz says, would you want Black Labyrinth to be made into a movie since your version is more respectable to David Bowie? Also, will the goblins be able to join you into the song that you made for their king? I mean, it's written to be a musical. It is 1,000,000% written as a story / musical, which could just as easily be a movie. And I would love that, whether it were animated or live action. So yes. And yes, there's 1,000,000 goblins and they all sing. Voltaire asks Raven, have you ever thought about doing commissions for Gothic DIY? Nope. People have asked, but I can't do it because if I do a commission, I please one person. If I do something on Gothic homemaking, it pleases many. And in the words of Spock, the needs of the many outweigh the needs of the few. So, you know, there are obviously circumstances where if somebody was like, I will pay you $500,000 to make a haunted library and table for my home, I'd honestly have to think about it. I honestly have to think about it because, again, doing something that's for one person pleases one person. And my time is limited, and I want to try to bring art and to bring happiness to as many people as I can while I have the time to do it. So that's why I don't do commissions. Mike Smith says, how noisy is it there? I think you already know. It's been kind of quiet this last half hour, but my God, it does get very, very noisy here. Do you smoke the wacky tobacco? Asks James. James, no, I do not. James, I do not take any drugs of any sort, and I don't have an opinion about those who do. I am a live and let live kind of person. I'm not here to tell people how to live their lives. I just know that they do not agree with me. They're not for me. I live in New York City where it's like practically legal. I don't know that it is legal, but it's practically legal. And literally there are people smoking pot outside of my window on a daily basis. And I at this point, I might as well say, yes, I smoke pot because I inhale so much pot because there's so many people smoking pot in New York City now. I don't find the smell like particularly offensive. I'll take the smell of pot over the smell of cigarettes any day of the year because pot at least smells like a plant, where cigarettes to me smell like the 100+ synthetic chemicals that are in cigarettes. This is why I also don't mind cigars. Like I smoke cigars and I don't mind the smell of cigars because it smells like one thing, tobacco. It smells like the tobacco leaf burning. Boy, this is a really outlandishly long question. Answer rather. Yeah, I do not smoke pot, but if you do, cool. Voltaire, love your song When You're Evil and love your throne. Thank you very much, BMSO. And I should probably wrap this up as it is 2:40. I am way past. Oh, yeah, we'll do this one. But I don't have to put my glasses on to read the name. Oh, Maricruz, please give your winged cat his own story. Well, my winged cat is from the Black Labyrinth, so you're gonna know something about this winged cat probably in 2024. Okay. Amanda says, oh my God, this is embarrassing. I am sorry. Hello, this is my first time being here. My name is Amanda from Oklahoma. What are you embarrassed about? Everybody else is here too. There's nothing to be embarrassed about. Welcome aboard. Don't be embarrassed. Make yourself at home. A bat with your head. I think Mike Smith is suggesting a merch item. I'd rather make a bat. Never mind. I'd rather make a Voltaire figure with a bat head. Or maybe I can make both. Oh, what happened? Oh my God. Creature says, are you uncle to Friday and Jade's babies? No, I don't subscribe to that concept. I think an uncle is the brother of your parents. So, the whole like uncle so-and-so, uncle so-and-so, I never really understood that. I understand it about as much as my son understood it when my mother would say to him, Papa, how you doing, Papa? And he'd look at me like, that's Papa. Like, I'm not Papa, he's Papa. She's like, Papi, come here, Papi. It's like the whole like my fellow Hispanics calling every man Papi and every girl Mommy like makes no sense to me at all. I don't know. I'm probably just weird. Hey, are you Jack Skellington? No, I don't think so. I'd be richer if I was Jack Skellington because I'd be getting royalties for all those songs I sang on Nightmare Before Christmas. And I think we're going to wrap it up. I'm going to spin the wheel. Hey, Volty, can you or have you tried to play any other instrument other than the guitar? Asks Hostile Ron. Not well. I wrote most of the instruments on Black Labyrinth on a keyboard, but like one note at a time because I'm not a great piano player. But I'd like to be. If I felt I had the time, I would definitely invest it into learning to play the piano. So I think the piano is such a beautiful instrument. Okay. And now we're just going to spin the wheel. And the last question I land on is the last one of the night. Oh my God, there's so many. Okay. What do we got? Sorry, just going through people reacting to other people's things and just looking for our last question of the night. Oh my God, that's such a hard one. That one's. Let me tell you which one I'm not going to answer. It was a good idea at the time. Asks if you could go on tour with any artist alive or dead, who would it be? That I will be sitting in a bar for the next hour trying to narrow it down. So great question, but oh my God, that would take me forever to come up with an answer for. Oh my God, where is there a question? Okay, I'm gonna keep going. Keep going. Keep going. Oh my God, I'm so far behind. I think that's the problem. I'm just gonna go all the way to the end. All the way to the end. Oh my God. Oh my God. All right. No. All right. I'm close to the end here. Let's see. Why is this so much harder than I thought it was going to be? Just to pick one last question. Okay. Last question of the night. Where is it? It just disappeared. Oh my God. Okay. Vesper asks, where do you keep all of your Vogs? And by Vogs, they mean flu Vogs, the shoes. I imagine them hanging in their bags from a tree like bats. I do not have, and you think I would at this point, but I do not have a shoe storing solution in the tiny Lair of Voltaire. So I have like the 3 pairs that I wear. They're all the exact same style. Surely there's one around, I'm always tripping over them. Oh, there's one. And then when I need to show you when I can't. So this is the Magnus. This is the one that I've been wearing. This is now like, and this is what you do with flu Vogs. I bought like 3 pairs of these because they only make them once and then they don't make them ever again. So if you love a shoe and you destroy it, and I'm a destroyer of shoes, maybe that'll be the thumbnail. So dumb. I'm a destroyer of shoes. If you love a shoe, then you're just never getting it ever again. So I have 3 pairs of these. They've been resold many, many, many times over each. So I have 3 pairs of these, and they are here in the Lair, and everything else is in storage in my storage unit. I now have 2 storage units, and that's where everything else is. Because if I had them here, there wouldn't be anywhere to put them. But that's a great question, because you know what? On Gothic homemaking, there really, really should be an episode about shoe storage. So thank you for the tip. We're going to end with that. I want to thank you all for tuning in. I want to send a huge kiss out to Mayumi. I love you. I miss you. I'll see you very, very soon. Thank you for tuning in. And thank you so much, everybody, for your support. Thank you for listening to the music. Thank you for streaming the music on Spotify and Amazon and all the places you listen to music. For those of you who are on Patreon, thank you so much. Your support really, I don't think you realize how much, your support allows me to make so many of these things that I show here on the channel. It really, really does. So thank you so very, very much for that. And thank you for tuning in. I hope you had an entertaining, damn, when did we start this? Like, oh my God, it's like an hour, almost 2 hours ago. I can't believe how I have the gift of gab. I can't believe how long these things go on for. And I'm sorry if I did not get to your question. Hopefully I will next time. Please, if you live in the United Kingdom, come see me face to face this next week in the UK. If you've never seen me play before, you're going to discover that the entire show is a meet and greet. There is no VIP meet and greet. The entire show is a VIP meet and greet. I run my own merch booth, and I stand at the merch booth from the time they open doors until the time they close doors, the only exception being when I'm on stage. Why do I do that? So that I get to meet you, the people who bought a ticket and came out to support the show. I love to see your face. I love to see who is interested in this nonsense that I call art. I love to say hello to you and to be able to thank you personally for coming out. So I hope to see you in England. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'll see you next time.